And welcome in, everybody, to Pioneer High School. We got some boys lacrosse for CTN's Game of the Week. Pioneers taking on the Dexter Dreadnoughts. I'm Nick Wisniewski, along with Kevin, the Mayor Bryant. Kevin, what are we looking at here today?
Can we call this one an instant classic matchup? Because we have two teams that are both defending champs of their respective conference or divisions. SEC Red Conference or division champ last year was Pioneer against the White Dreadnoughts. And, you know, Nick, both goalkeepers are going to have to keep their eyes open, their heads on a swivel, because these teams like to find the back of the net, averaging 10 goals per game. Dexter coming off dropping 16 against the Bulldogs earlier this week, and you saw Pio drop 17 against the River Rats as well, too.
Yeah, Pioneer was really strong. Their attack, like you said, is outstanding. They've got several attackers. They can put the ball in the net and do it in a lot of different ways. They forecheck really well and pretty solid behind them in net as well.
You know, and Divine Child was the only team that was able to get a win against the Dreadnoughts this season, and they did it in stellar fashion, just crisp passing. I never saw a ball hit the turf, but I'm excited to see these two teams go against each other. First time they've played since 2022 season.
That's a classic Dearborn school for you. That's why DC had that against them. But you're right, Dexter looking really nice, and as of right now, they are holding out, trying to stay man up here, going into a penalty for the Pioneers. Not the way you want to start off against a really strong team, shorthanded.
You know, I won't go too much to the Dearborn references, but there isn't a better viewing spot than to see that Divine Child Stadium with the background of the homes there and the sun setting. It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, pretty neighborhood school right there. Really nice football stadium, really nice what they do with lacrosse. Baseball stadiums across Silvery Lane, also really great place to watch some ball. But I will move on. We're in Washtenaw County now, so let's talk more about this.
You know, and Nick, when you watch the Dreadnoughts go on the attack, they are not afraid to drop two people, and oops, I'll let you go with that one.
Dawson Waddington, I believe, from the outside, low slung shot, puts the first one. The Dreadnoughts draw first blood.
And we said both of these teams love to find the back of the net. You don't need to give them any extra help being a man down as the Pioneers. And capitalizing from the outside is Dawson Waddington, only a junior.
Well, and that felt like a feeling things out shot, right? Like they hadn't really tried to work it in too much. It was just sort of a, let's see what I can get away with out here and see where this goes. And Waddington hit pay dirt on that.
We had some inside guys talking about Waddington before the game, you know, and our producers are never wrong when they're giving us intel like that.
Never wrong. You are exactly correct. That's why we're bringing a high-quality program, everybody pulling their weight and then some around here. Speaking of pulling their weight, great day to be camera op today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can see that, the sun is just blazing out there. And that's going to play some tricks on the keepers. Plus, this is something different you probably haven't seen. Both squads over on near side to our cameras.
Near side.
So they're in the sun the entire match.
They get down there and get some rays, right? Get some vitamin D, just like our camera ops.
Well, and both teams are loaded with players. So you got 20-plus players on both squads. So, you know, for Coach Mambro, for Dreadnoughts, and for Coach Conley, they can just keep subbing and subbing and subbing.
Yeah, and the Pioneers, upwards of 20 seniors.
That's amazing.
Not 20 players, 20 seniors.
You can fill out a couple squads with just their seniors.
Yep. All right, Dreadnoughts back on the attack. You got that left-handed pass going out there, and the Dreadnoughts continue to work around. But this Pioneer defense, stout, aggressive. You can look at some of those players down there. You look at number 99 down there, Kieran Conley. He tough to get around, let's just say.
Yeah, and if you should have seen him before when they were doing the introductions. There's another goal.
There's another low-slung lefty goal. Dawson Waddington, that's two for the Dreadnoughts from what?
Same side, came in low, coming in with that skip shot, just getting right past the keeper. And I believe that is that German in the net? Or I'm sorry, that's McDonald in the net for the Pioneers. And he's going to have to get that cross down on the ground, maybe even go down to his knees to stop those kind of shots.
Yeah, Dear McDonald looked solid against the River Rats earlier in this week.
Who did?
So we'll see if he can recover. He's just got to shake these off, right? It's still early. There's still plenty of game left. Only 8:59 to go here. So he's just got to coach his guys out in front of him, make sure he's not getting screened on anything moving forward, and hopefully his attackers can get things a little bit tighter right now.
And this helps when you get that face-off and put your offense into play. And that's the first time the Pioneers have been successful scooping that face-off and taking it into their offensive area.
And that was an interesting play ahead, or actually behind the net still. Nolan Miller ended up going and scooping that one up. Did a nice job keeping the Pioneers possession here. Jack German, we saw a lot of plays out of German. He's an aggressive player. He's a big kid, but he likes to take it in where he can. There we see Jet Lodge. We saw a lot of him. He spins around, hits the turf, gets the shot away, but save made by Dexter's goaltender.
Yeah, the scouting report is on Lodge because, I mean, he had four goals and 3 assists against the River Rats. He player of the game. Definitely one that the Dreadnoughts are going to keep an eye on the entire match.
He's the type of player. It's one thing to say, like, yeah, let's keep an eye on him, but he's shifty, he's really fast, he likes to move around, and they create plays to get him open in front of the net like we just saw.
Yeah, and he's the playmaker. Like you said, if he's not scoring, he's finding his open man to get into a scoring position.
Pausing the action timeout here, I believe, by Dexter, actually.
Yeah, that's something that you get 3 per half. So this is one where the coaching staff, Coach Mabro, does not want Pioneer to get this crowd into the game that has shown up on this beautiful day.
Yeah, can't blame them. All of those folks are in the shade over there, as opposed to, like you said, us and the benches, just glaring spring southeast Michigan sunshine down on us. Again, you couldn't draw up a better day. Mid-70s, sunny, little bit of a breeze, low humidity, and you couldn't draw up a better day to check out anything going on CTN Sports, the game of the week. As you can see, we'll have some water polo coming up next week. Temperature's always nice in there.
Nice and humid in there. This is going to be our last boys lacrosse match, but we do have a girls one coming up with that Huron Skyline match coming up in a couple weeks.
And then looks like we'll round things out with a ton of soccer. We'll get out on the pitch. It'll be great. If we get more days like this, I'll do that all day, all night.
Especially the way the Pioneer girls have been playing. They've been stellar so far to start this season off.
All right, possession starting out there. Dreadnoughts coming up with it. Midi going across midfield. Hardcore. That's number 50. Is that Benjamin Willard, I believe.
So which Willard was our scout from our producers staff? Were they talking about Nick or were they talking about Ben?
Ben appears to be a senior. Nick is a junior, if all of our information is being correct. So we'll just say both.
Why not?
Both Willards. Double Willard. And that shot sails wide.
That was a senior Bill Simpson on the shot, and that was one that's coming in from the goalies from his right side. And it looks like the keeper has his right hand down, so that's going to be on his strong side. Easier for him to fin that shot off.
As Benny Willard one more time sending it out to the top of the offensive play for the Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts wearing all black shirts, shorts, helmets, all of the above. Pioneers in the home whites, but they've got the dark purple helmets.
Tough for the visiting squad in this beautiful warm day to have on these dark jerseys.
All black, right. They got to be cooking down there. That one sails through the goal face, so Dear McDonald played that one nicely. Dreadnoughts will maintain possession, though. Dexter feeling good about this 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and the Dreadnoughts have really owned this first period as far as being in their offensive zone. There's a little bit of holding going on there as far as lying down onto the player. I think that's going to go against the Pioneers.
That's Benny Willard that blew out a tire, went down, and then you had that Pioneer player give him a little something extra for his efforts down there.
Looks like that one's going to get called on number 44, Newman, coming to the sideline. He's going to spend a little bit of moments inside the old penalty box.
And that's a long stickman that's going to be out of the play for the Pioneers. Not ideal for killing a penalty.
Look at the way Coach Conley is in his grill right now down in the penalty box. He's letting Newman know what's going on and what he did wrong and what he should not be doing on the next play.
Well, you're already down 2-0, and now you're just giving the Dreadnoughts one more big opportunity early in this game. That's a mental mistake, and just a little too aggressive for the Pioneers there.
Way to use your head, McDonald. That was right off his noggin.
That's the old noodle save. I do like that. Pioneers momentarily cleared it out of their zone, but the Dreadnoughts bring it back in, looking for a weakness in that Pioneer defense, and there's another lefty shot from the side. Tough angle goal for the Dreadnoughts.
Arch Hutchinson on the goal there. Upstairs, top shelf, right over the shoulder of McDonald. And on the doorstep, not a lot of time for McDonald to turn his head to see that shot coming. And I want to say that might have been influenced by the sun rays because McDonald turned right where the sun is coming down.
Yeah, he turned up. He might have gotten a whole eye full of glare, whether it was off a helmet or just couldn't see the ball quite right. Or, I mean, anything could have given him that little bit of a shock to his pupil there. And you're right, now the Dreadnoughts commanding 3-0 lead. Not insurmountable, but man, the Dreadnoughts are looking really good at the start of this one.
Yeah, they came in here with a lot of fire, scoring that 16 goals against the Bulldogs earlier this week, and they're not letting up.
Dreadnoughts working it back inside to the offensive zone. Willing to take their time here. Slowly moving in is Benny Willard. You can see him inching into the play. Not too fast.
Yeah, and you'll see the Dreadnoughts, when we go out on a long shot, that they will drop both of their backmen behind the net. So it gives that person that's on the attack an option of going towards the left or to the right of the keeper. And that really opens up some passing lanes as well as some attack lanes.
And yeah, that's a really unique look and something that the defense has got to be well aware of. And that just requires that much more conversations necessary for goalkeeper and those defenders.
Oh, wow, that was close. I mean, he was within 3 feet of the ball, so that's not going to be a penalty. Good little check there, putting Dreadnought down into the ground for the Pioneers.
No better way to get things moving and get that momentum your way than a little bit of aggressiveness, right? Some body contact. You hear those pads slam, and that's a little thing that can get your adrenaline moving and hopefully get your offense moving with a good opportunity here for the Pioneers.
Pioneers really need to move this defense around. Move that ball, move that ball.
See Lach trying to make something happen, but he's D'd up man very closely.
Especially with the two Pioneer players being so close together, one player, one defenseman can take both of them out of the play.
Pioneer trying to work in, trying to find a soft spot in that Dreadnought defense. And there it is, cutting in there was Nolan Miller, but there was a lot of defense cutting him off. Miller had nowhere to go. Lach with the ball now. He's got two people in front of him, and he just sent one high. That seemed like a desperation shot there.
Yeah, I think he's getting antsy because he's been the one that's really found the back of the net so far this season for the Pioneers. He knew he actually had a penalty coming up as well, too. Looks like one of the Dreadnoughts is going to go visit the send-in because of a little shot upstairs. And you can see the coach right there just telling them, you need to come from down low. Don't be coming up top on those slashes. Carter Kelly in the box for the Dexter Dreadnoughts, only a sophomore.
And now this might be just what the doctor ordered for Pioneer. Great job keeping that one alive. One knee down, making the passes happen. That was Audie Price. Audie Price found the back of the net once, maybe twice the other night, and there he is one more time. Audie Price have a week, and he gets the Pioneers on the board. 3-1 Dexter lead, but the Pioneers trying to make something happen here in this first quarter.
Yeah, and I think that was Latch on the pass, on the assist coming out. We said he's the trigger man. He gets the things going, and you saw Audie Price give it up to get it back. And what a goal from the outside, going upstairs over the keeper's head, and the keeper, I believe, is Schroeder in the net for the Dreadnoughts.
All right, Pioneers won that last face-off. We'll call that a victory as well. Nice job by Jack German coming in, scooping that one up, and then bringing the ball back into the offensive zone. German, again, big kid, send that one down low to Sam Templeton.
And that's what Pioneer needed to do. You get the man advantage. You need to, put something in the back of the net, and that's exactly what they did.
Pioneers wasting no time trying to get back into their offense. That one got just past Kyle Brady, and the Dreadnoughts are going to scoop this one up and try to see if they can counter-punch on that most recent Pioneer goal. Only 3:14 to go here in this first quarter. 3 12-minute quarters in high school lacrosse. Fastest game on turf, as they'll tell you.
And even with the penalties, this first quarter has been moving along.
Yeah, a couple of penalties slowed things up a little bit. We had that one timeout, but overall this has been back and forth action and really still commanded by the Dreadnoughts. There's Benny Willard, shake and bake, moving it down low. He gets in close to the goaltender before that one sails through the goal mouth and wide.
Like the fint on the play there, the fake pass, and kept it himself coming in, twirling his cross as well, getting on the doorstep before you let that shot go.
There's another lefty shot, trying to skip that one down in front of McDonald. McDonald had a nice sight line of that the whole way through, though.
McDonald's really cleaned up his early action where he was missing some of those low shots, doing a good job going down and keeping the cross right off of the ground before he goes upstairs.
There's Willard trying to find somebody sliding into that front spot, but he just couldn't quite bring that one into his cross. And another whip shot by Benny Willard. That kid has no fear of taking a shot.
Yeah, and I like that shot because it came off of a screen that was just right in front of McDonald. So he kind of, if that shot was maybe more on cage, that would have found the back of the net.
Pioneers working back into, the Dreadnoughts working back into their offensive set. They've got just over 2 minutes to make something else happen here.
Willard again going downstairs, and he's trying that bounce shot.
Dreadnoughts back at it. He's getting harassed big time by that long stick defender. That's Paul McDonald all over him. And there's a fake before it gets sent back to the left side. Good fake. Low slung shot up in. That's Nick Willard. Man, the Willard brothers, no fear taking a shot. They're gonna get their opportunities out here.
McDonald's definitely gonna have some nightmares about the Willard brothers, but he did a good job of going down using the butt of his cross to ricochet that one away.
There's a cut in right there. Corcoran with a low slung shot. Great job by McDonald getting low and saving that with the shins. And McDonald stole that one away, and now the Pioneers are going to try to transition into some quick offense with only 1:16 to go here.
That might be offsides there.
I think you had one player in too deep, too quickly.
Too many people.
You could be right.
That kills that transition opportunity for the Pioneers.
Yeah, that's a momentum shift for sure. Now you're going to give the Dreadnoughts 1:12 to get it back into their zone and try to make something happen. It's on the Pioneers to man up and don't let anybody scoot by them.
Who really manned up is you getting here right before the start of this match. I mean, you couldn't have timed that one any better. I mean, you hit the stairs, people, you couldn't tell that this man was out of breath. He is the voice of CTN Sports.
It was touch and go. Thank you. I'm still catching my breath from running up the steps. There's like 15 steps. I'm a long ways from my Rocky days, let's say. Look, there's a game of the week to be called. I am not about to let that one start without me. And the Dreadnoughts are not letting this one start without them either. They're going to put that one in right before this first quarter ends. Was that Corcoran that put that through?
It was Jay Corcoran, and, another sophomore for the Dreadnoughts. That'll put them up with 4 goals here with just moments remaining here in the first period.
Number 1, Jay Corcoran. 35 seconds remaining.
Yeah, Corcoran's the call from our PA announcer across the way.
And 3 of the 4 goals have come to the left side of the netminder. I mean, so that's something that he's going to have to clean up. McDonald, we talked about it earlier, looked like he had righted the ship, but the Dreadnoughts kept sailing before getting that last goal.
Well, and I wonder if that's some quality scouting from the Dreadnoughts as well. Maybe they've been watching Game of the Week and keeping a close eye on the Pioneers and trying to nitpick the weaknesses of McDonald. There's Lodge one more time, fake before he goes high. Man, fireball of a shot saved by the Dreadnoughts, then sent way down, and we've got almost an opportunity, almost a fast break opportunity with 6 seconds left. Back and forth action for the Dreadnoughts. That's a tough one to even practice.
Oh, I know, but you got to love the way that Schroeder came out with the save, pushed the tempo, and then had the head up to find his player and get the ball in the offensive zone again for the Dreadnoughts here with one more opportunity.
3 seconds on the clock. We've got an injury down at the football 25-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Dreadnoughts blew a tire.
Yeah, he's worked himself back up, so that's good. He seems to be he's motoring off of his own accord. That's a good thing. I wonder if there is just a little bit of a tightness in a hamstring or a quad there maybe. Thankfully, it doesn't appear to be anything ankle, knee related.
Cameron Inyindi for the Dreadnoughts went down on the play there, and he didn't have to get up the field with the keeper, Schroeder, coming out and unleashing that pass.
Here we'll see if the Dreadnoughts can try one more chance before this quarter ends, but that will do it for the first quarter of play here from Pioneer High School. Pioneers have a tall order in front of this Dreadnought team, aggressive offensively and stout defensively, but we've still got a lot of Game of the Week. So stick around. We'll be right back on CTN Sports.
Are you looking to take your videos from boring to extraordinary? Well, with a little help from editing, you can get there. We'll teach you how to edit footage from our CTN laptops with professional programs like Final Cut Pro. Or we could give you some pointers on basic cell phone editing. If this looks like something you'd be interested in, contact CTN.
Had two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
he might get a little something for his, his efforts there.
He did.
Second quarter action getting ready to start here from Holloway Field. As you can see, Pioneers getting ready to face off here in the second quarter against the Dreadnoughts. Kevin, though, what we see in that first one?
Well, we talked about the scoring prowess of both of these squads. Dexter's the only one to show up, though, because they did what they're just doing right now, winning the draws and putting the ball in the offensive zone very quickly. There is going to be another penalty by one of the Pioneers. That one was up top, and Conley cannot believe it. Look at Coach Conley.
Conley quite literally hopping mad, but you mentioned it as well. He was trying to politic the refs in between quarters there, and does not appear to have went well.
It did work out, though, because they only called a technical foul and not a personal foul, so no one is in the box.
And the Pioneers come up with that. Audie Price trying to make his moves through midfield. We've got, I'm not sure what the call was there. Did they call that on Audie Price?
I don't know, but I like the way the aggressiveness of both squads are coming out here to open this second period. I mean, wow.
Yeah, both squads got 90 seconds of rest, and they came out just hopping.
Orange slices or something was going on at half or the end of that quarter.
Dreadnoughts trying to start their half-field offense. They've done a great job of trying to figure out the soft spots in this Pioneer D.
Adair McDonald has had to, be on his toes the entire match in his cage because, I mean, the Dreadnoughts have been on offense every single moment, it seems like.
There's Dawson Waddington one more time trying something a little bit different. He faked high and then went like worm burner the whole way through.
And that was different because they attacked from the opposite side of where the Dreadnoughts were successful in the first quarter.
Nice give and go pass, right sliding into the middle, perfectly executed. Benny Willard nailed that one. Just the epitome of execution for the Dreadnoughts there. You can't fantasize that goal any better.
No, and it was pinpoint passing. One pocket to another pocket, unleashed the shot. Willard, I mean, he really only had it for a half a click before he let that one go. Upstairs over McDonald's head from the back of the net.
And the Dreadnoughts really asserting themselves as the cream of the SEC crop out here.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Coach Conley gets a timeout if they don't win this draw and they gain possession, the Pioneers, because nothing's going right so far to begin this match.
Yeah, timeout seems like the right move, but also maybe you just want your dudes. It's still early in the season, right? We're talking mid-April. There's still a lot of season left. There's tons of games left. Man, Lacrosse is playing 2-3 games a week sometimes. So maybe you just want your guys to figure it out for themselves on the fly.
And you think this is only Pioneers' fourth match of the year. Only one of them has been canceled, and it's the match number 8 for the Dreadnoughts. So they've definitely seen more live action than the Pioneers.
Yeah, the sharpness is that midfield form, the proverbial midfield or mid-season form, excuse me, is definitely there for the Dreadnoughts. Pioneers back on the attack. Lach, nice job moving back in towards the net, but another save by Schroeder. Wow, getting in front of that shot. Point blank.
I mean, Schroeder covered the entire net. He even left his feet but kept the cross down low for that bounce shot.
Yeah, Lach has got to be thinking, what else do I have to do? Lach with the spin move around and runs into Schroeder one more time. Maintains possession, as do the Pioneers, though. Back to Lodge, another high shot, eyeball height coming in the whole way, and that one was flipped away.
Pioneers are going to have somebody else join the party besides Audi Price and Lodge, because, I mean, they're definitely, the Dreadnoughts defense are eyeballing those two players. A lot of standing for the Pioneers as well. Oh, that one's off the post.
Nolan Miller did a nice job of streaking through those Dreadnought defenders, but found a lot of post for his money's worth. And I will say, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's 25 in the net now for the Dreadnoughts. I believe that might be Spencer Kennard.
Yeah, so they did switch up the keeper on us, and that goes to the sophomore Kennard. And now Pioneer is going to get rewarded by being man up off of the penalty from the Dreadnoughts.
Number 21, Ryan Graydon.
Penalty on Ryan Graydon, senior defender, and the Pioneers really need to get off the schneid here and put one of these in, take advantage of this man up. Long shot from the outside. Jack German, just talking about him a moment ago, and that's another goal for the Pioneers, and they're going to try to inch their way back into this one.
Put in with a lot of oomph. I mean, you can see how that riled up the sideline, and you can see German coming out of the sideline. Grab you some Gatorade, my man, because you earned it off of that shot.
Yeah, German has a nose for just where to be at the right time from what I've seen of him. Again, a big kid, strong, knows how to get the plays going, but not afraid to take those outside shots where he can, and that was nicely executed by the Pioneers, and only down by 3.
Yeah, they Pioneers definitely needed that one off of the man down, and you know, when you got the advantage like that over this Dreadnought squad, you definitely need to be successful. Pioneers were on that play. Oh, that little tripping. That was an easy call, right?
Easy call, but like you said, technical foul there. That's Will Beaupre moving in.
Different Pioneer squad to start off this second quarter.
Yep, and I wonder if it's just a matter of getting different legs out there, or it seems like the Pioneers, they don't run with one squad for the whole time. They've got all those dudes down there in a pile, so it makes sense that they're going to cycle as much as possible. Lotch is still out there.
Coach Conley did have some words with the officials, and then he made his way back over to the sideline and really lit into his players to let them know this is your home field. Take advantage.
Holloway Field, of course. Lotch now 2 hands on the cross, looking for somebody cutting across. That's Will Beaupre.
And I'm liking to hear different names. You had German, and now you have Beaupre joining the party like I was just mentioning. You need to have some different players that Dexter can keep their eyeballs on the offensive end for the Pioneers.
Right, they know all about Jet Lotch, and there he is one more time coming from the back point position. Nice spin move there, spinning around Nolan Miller. We've talked about him a couple of times as well.
Yeah, and that was right into Kennard's cross off of the bounce. Good job from him.
Yeah, but getting back to what you were saying, you're right. You can't be a one-trick pony if you want to be successful at this level of lacrosse. So having multiple attackers is big. Nice move inside and great hands to beat the goaltender. That's Nick Willard there, another Willard goal.
Yeah, if it's not going to be Benny, it's going to be Nick. And, I mean, both of the brothers getting in onto the action and onto the score sheet. This one was an easy one because it was a one-on-none, really, between him and the keeper.
Yeah, really caught the Pioneers off guard. Their middies were nowhere to be seen, and only a couple of defenders that Nick Willard had to worry about there.
Good play by the net keeper, Spencer Kennard, with the long outlet pass. We've seen that before from the Dreadnoughts. Quick offense.
There's scoop and run. Aiden Donovan now. Donovan right into the belly of the beast before that one hits turf, and Lotch doing a nice job. Already low center of gravity. Got down, scooped that, and he's going to try to make a move, but there's just too many Dreadnought defenders in front of him.
Oh, he doesn't give up on the play, though. Look at him raking down there, grabbing that ball away from the defender and getting back into the action. Watch him set up the play here.
And just positively bouncing off of all of these attacks coming from the Dreadnoughts.
Still keeping the pressure and the ball into the offensive zone for the Pioneers, and that's a great job because they have really picked up their momentum here in this second period.
Dexter will get this one on the far side. Pioneers defense smartly back, manning up. And the Dreadnoughts with that methodical midfield offense. No sense of urgency when you're up 6-2.
Great shot there. Love that shot from our camera down close on the field.
Scintillating.
Look at that. Nice shot. Chris.
Nice. I mean, and the
focus.
colors are perfect too. I mean, just again with the way that the sun's hitting, where it's at in the sky right now, can't beat the way that this one's looking. And the Dreadnoughts have got to be pretty happy with the camera work as well, because it's getting great views of all of this offensive onslaught that they're throwing at McDonald.
Yeah, right on the doorstep was Nick Willard trying to get another goal in, and he was just pushed away by McDonald.
There's Dawson Waddington almost posting up down low on Paul McDonald.
Yeah, McDonald did a great job. Even when he lost the tire, he still was able to put a cross inside the chest of the offensive player.
Waddington had the look of a young Patrick Ewing there, just backing him in before spinning around.
Two big guys going at it.
Jay Corcoran, he's got a goal already this evening. One-handed, trying to slide by and trying to find anybody cutting in front of the net. No takers on that time around. Nick Willard thought about it, but couldn't get into that hole right in front of the net.
Like glue was Will Beaupre on that defense. And Dexter's taking their time a little bit more here in this second quarter as far as getting into their offense. They're not just blitzing the net on McDonald.
Well, I really do believe that the Pioneers' defense has brought in a little bit more, and they're not allowing those cutting players to just jump right out in front of McDonald.
They really are 10 or 12 yards out in front of them and not really stretching around, giving those cutting lanes as they were in that first quarter. You're right.
5:10 to go here in this first half as the Dreadnoughts continue to try to poke and prod and make a move here and there, trying to find the weakness in this Pioneer defense. Let's see some Pioneers want to get a little aggressive. They're trying to make something happen and try to get that momentum back on their side rather than just standing back on their heels. And there's a spin, wide and high shot.
And that was going to go change of possession because that was shot and there was nobody in the way before it goes past the end line. That'll be a turnover. Pioneers will take possession.
Here we're going to see McDonald maybe start things off a little bit for the Pioneers. There's Kieran Conley.
Love
Get some,
him.
big fella. Get some,
Rumbling
big fella.
and bumbling down the field.
Yeah, the problem with that is that long stick is just not what you want to hold that play away. Otherwise, I really like it. And now the Dreadnoughts off fast break goal scored pretty easily by Nick Willard. Willard Bros once again.
I wonder how much Conley coming out of the defensive zone, trying to take things into his own hand, played into that goal because he was all the way across midfield. As you said, it's hard to keep that ball inside your cross, and that one gets knocked out of his hands pretty easily, and looks like even coaches are both out onto the field trying to figure out what happened on that play.
Yeah, I'm no expert, but I'm going to say it happened a lot. There's a lot that caused that to happen there. Yeah, Kieran Conley, once that ball got knocked away from him, he was just so far out of his normal positioning, and the Dreadnoughts could just sniff out. They could smell blood.
And McDonald felt it as well, too. He knew it was all or nothing on that play. He had to kind of really guess what was going to happen. And, you know, Willard just came in and said, you know, I'm going to fake you down and I'm going to go upstairs. Easy goal for him. His second of this second quarter.
Well, and that also shows a savvy attacker that Nick Willard is, because he could have went full bore, high torque, but instead he opted to put a little more touch on it to get that ball in the net.
touch just like we do when we're on our socials trying to put up all of our behind-the-scenes photos.
Well, we're hoping to get some like touches off the Instagram and plenty of thumbs ups on YouTube. Hopefully you're checking this out on YouTube right now. Scintillating HD. Now the Pioneers coming out of this timeout. I mean, what are you telling your guys down there?
Well, you got to stay in position to start off with, because that really, you didn't help out your keeper by really trying to take things in your own hands if you're Conley. Get the ball over to the people that really need to be doing the pressing on offense, and that's your middies. Right there, Conley's going to have to take that one maybe on his own and say, you know, I let my man down back in the net.
All starts with the face-off here.
I think Conley's nickname is Big Red. When you see him without that helmet on, I mean, he's got a big red beard as well as a big red dew on top of his head.
If it's not, it's about to be.
That's a good start here for the Pioneers to win this draw.
And one of the guys that you really want to have the ball, Jack German, right now. He appears to have a size advantage on the Dreadnought player coming out to man up on him. So
yeah.
We'll see if he tries to bully his way in. Surely he does.
You're right. Look at him. Just go weave his way down and just unleash a shot from outside. Maybe not a high-quality shot, but that was going to get a turnover. I thought that might have been a play where Jet Latch was back there in time.
Yeah, Lach was definitely back there, and I wonder if that was maybe a pass back to Lach, and maybe he didn't take that extra step, or that one sailed German just a little bit.
I can see this pressing up by the Pioneers.
Yeah, strong forecheck and just a great two-handed smack there from Nolan Miller. But the Dreadnoughts are nonplussed at all. They move back into their offense.
Yeah, Cochran just ran right through that little slash and just didn't slow him down at all.
Yeah, everybody's got their elbow pads, their arm pads, their shoulder pads. It sounds awesome from up here, but they're not feeling that too much.
You know, German's one out there. If you can see him, he's a tall kid at the point. He doesn't have that much padding on. You can see a lot of exposure of the skin.
Doesn't want to be slowed down, apparently.
Yeah, he'll probably be showing those marks at the end of this match, though.
Yeah, chicks dig scars.
Hey, look at him right there. Not a lot of padding going on there.
Yeah, and you're right. The way he bullies himself around, you'd think he'd be a little bit more armored up, but like I said, may slow him down a little bit. High fake from the point there from Dawson Waddington. Waddington, who's been really successful so far in this first half, can't get a look at a shot there. There's another pass into the middle, but those Pioneer defenders closed in really quickly, and big sliding save. Will Beaupre, man on the spot down there.
Great job there by Beaupre, helping out McDonald, going down and sliding in with his cross to block that shot.
Now the Pioneers trying to move forward with flow into the middle, but couldn't find Nolan Miller.
And Lach came in just screaming in, trying to scoop that one up, and he couldn't rake it, but it looks like Pioneer will be rewarded with the possession.
120 seconds left to go here in this first half. CTN Sports Game of the Week. End-to-end action with some boys lacrosse here, Pioneers and the Dexter Dreadnoughts.
It would behoove the Pioneers to get another one in before this half.
Great job by Beaupre. Gets knocked down, recovers, gets back up, but now the Dreadnoughts trying to press the attack with under 2 minutes, and they've got a timeout, and they are really anxious to score here. If you have that level of momentum going forward, they want to stop it, get the exact shot, the exact play that they want.
And you said it right there, the exact play they want, because, you know, they have been a little bit methodical in this second period, but once they do figure out where they want to attack from, they've been successful. So if I'm Coach Conley right now, I'm telling his boys, like you've been saying, pack it in. Let's get in front of McDonald and make sure we get the possession as well as clear the ball out once we do, because no turnovers will help us out with only, you know, less than really close to a minute left here in this second period.
Right, no mistakes in this last minute, and also probably everybody's got to be talking. Everybody's got to be talking. Everybody's got to be looking
Communication's
for
key.
that Dreadnought player that may or may not be cutting in, and you've got to mark your man. And if your man gets away, speak it out right away. And that goes for everybody, but really, especially Adair McDonald.
And Adair McDonald is the one that's going to set everything up. He has to know who's behind him from the communication from the defenders behind him, but he has to let the people know in front, too, where the screen is coming. Let me know if I have a person on my left or on my right so I can get my cross ready for these quick passes and quick shots from the Dreadnoughts.
So coming out of the timeout, 1:50 to go here in this first half.
I don't think the scoreboard operator is doing a good job on the timeouts left on the scoreboard.
No,
they're both saying 3.
Yeah, we're kind
both
of on our own. For
Yeah,
that
I think that's correct.
That's fine. We're used to that, right?
Yeah, I got a couple
This is
pins
not
up
new
there.
territory for Nick and Kevin up in the booth.
It's game of the week style, baby.
Dawson Waddington holding that cross up, showing everybody I've got the ball. Waddington switches to righty from that right side.
And you can see how the Dreadnoughts are trying to stretch this defense out by being wide on their attack.
Yeah, right you are, but the Pioneers not biting on that. They're going to allow a long shot rather than somebody cutting in and finding open spots. Nice job up into the middle, slung low, Benjamin Willard.
And Cochran did a good job of having the defense keep eyes on him before Willard came into the play. And I got to believe that's what they're going to try again here.
Yeah, still 1:13. Plenty of time for the Dreadnoughts to make something happen.
So they'll work it around the back and then watch this press, and somebody's going to be cut to the net.
1 minute remaining in the second
Yeah, I believe that was Nick Willard initially, but he didn't have a ton of speed on it. It was just, I'm not going to say he was lazy, but there wasn't a lot of aggressiveness to that slide in front.
Now Dexter's going to have to pick up the pace here.
Ben Willard from the outside. Back to Waddington. Waddington's probably the guy they really want to take this outside shot. And he drops his shoulder. He's looking for it. Skipper in wide left of McDonald, though.
They'll keep possession for one more opportunity before this half ends.
Yeah, I got to think that's pretty close to what the Dreadnoughts were looking for right there. Try to get Waddington just a little bit of openness so he could fire away.
And Willard, Benny Willard, put a screen out top, and that's again to open up a shot lane. Good checking there by the Pioneers.
Yeah, nothing happening there. Archer Hutchison tried to get in, but the Pioneer defense stays strong, man in front. But that one spins around, lefty goal. Is that Jay Corcoran one more time?
Yeah, he started off the party, and he's getting back into it with that goal. And that he ended off the first quarter just before the quarter expired with the goal. And then once again, they go again with another goal.
Have we been able to catch, I know it's tough, the Dreadnought goal celebration down on the sideline?
They're doing something.
It was boat related.
Okay.
That's all I've got.
So
That's
were
all
they
I've got.
rowing the boat?
I'm not channeling PJ Fleck right now. I don't think they're channeling PJ Fleck down there. It is just, but again, it's nautical. It's nautical, and they were into it. And you know what? I kind of liked it too. Maybe we'll keep an eye on that if they put another ball in the net.
Dexter's always bringing something to the party.
Yeah. Right, you are.
Wow, you can hear that. I mean, that wasn't us up here in the booth, but somebody said that was the weakest they've ever seen. And they were talking about a whistle, I believe.
It was quiet as quiet can be. Quiet like church out here. And one dude, I think like the camera mics picked that up. I think our mics picked that up. And that one skates wide. Audie Price tried to get a little something going, but couldn't find the back of the net as time expires on this first half, and the Pioneers are going to head over to the bell and try to figure out the best attack moving forward because they are down by 6 at home. However, as you know, anything can happen here on CTN Sports Game of the Week, so stick around and we will be right back.
I'm Dana Denha, host of Ann Arbor's news magazine program, FYI. Tune in every week for new episodes featuring a variety of topics on the city and county.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
For the first time since 1989, the men's basketball team celebrated a national championship. This group set themselves among the greatest Michigan teams of all time by going 37-3 and 19-1 in the Big Ten this year. After 37 years, the men's basketball team finally delivered another national championship. I talked to fans before the parade to reflect on the championship season.
Because it's been so long. Like, I remember watching the championship games in 92, 93 with my dad, and we lost, but it took a while, but we're here now. I get a chance to share this experience with my son. Hopefully he grows up to be a Michigan fan, and I'm excited.
There's just been so much hype around this team. Like, everyone's been talking about it the entire season. Michigan's gonna get it all, like, the entire year. It's been really exciting. Everyone had really, really high hopes for this group.
I had them all the way in my bracket, so it's not too much of a surprise, but watching them get past Arizona, that was I think that's what really secured the national championship.
There's been no kind of seed of a doubt with the way we've been winning, and I think that it's good. It brings positive attention, and I think that it also brings business to all the businesses and everything around here, so that's good.
A gorgeous spring day brought out Michigan fans of all ages, from the rooftops to the streets, including a Michigan sports celebrity.
Thank the team, not only Coach Dusty and all the players, but for us fans and alumni, it's really a great time for us to have the camaraderie and be able to be an alumni and support of the Block M and Michigan winning the national championship. It's tough in basketball, especially after 37 years. It's nice to be back and be on top.
Some fans I talked to feel the team can make it back to the Final Four, which will be hosted just down the road in Detroit next year. One thing's for sure, everywhere you went, the phrase of the day was,
Go Blue.
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 Go Blue!
Reporting for CTN, I'm Ryan Smith.
Second half action getting ready to go here at Holloway Field on the campus of Pioneer High School. Pioneers, tall task ahead of them in the second half.
Yeah, even when they came out of the locker room, you can hear that loudness on the field. That's the Dreadnought screaming. And so if they get another goal, I want our camera people to keep an eye on the celly, because you've been telling me about this celly, and I need to see it from my own eyes.
See it, hear it, experience it. Just like CTN Sports Game of the Week.
And I'm not doing the River Rat hating on the Pioneers just yet. But I'm just saying, if the Dreadnoughts do get another goal, I want to see the celebration.
Right, there's no guarantee that another goal happens. Wow, low shot scooped up nonchalantly. Quality save there, Spencer Kennard.
Yeah, love the way Kennard, look at him now, feeling his way up the field.
He thought that sounded like a good idea at first, but he couldn't find anybody to outlet to, and I think he began to panic a little bit. Luckily, he could find Jay Corcoran.
And Corcoran's doing a great job until he lost the ball there, and then he scoops a pass out to Willard.
Yeah, these Dreadnoughts are never say die. It seems like they might cough it up or the ball hits the turf, but they continue to fight away until they come up with it. Will Beaupre bounces off a player before finding his man, number 21, Kyle Brady. Lefty shot. Saved by Kennard, though.
I think Kennard took that one off of both hands. I mean, he's feeling it right now. Even though he has gloves on, those gloves aren't thick.
And there is a whip down and low. Man, Kennard taking a beating. That one was Audie Price from way downtown. Lots of fire on that shot.
3 different types of shots and 3 blocks by Kennard out of the cage for the Dreadnoughts.
Dreadnoughts back on the attack. Skirts all the players before he switches lefty and puts that in.
Let's see the Selly down here. Are they going to do something special? They're getting together. They're keeping it calm, cool, and collected like they've been here before, and all they're doing is a headbutt. So, maybe that goal wasn't the one that they wanted to see, but that one would be 50's second on the night. Benny Willard.
Those wonderful Willards. 4 goals between the 2 Willards. So that makes this a 9-2, possibly officially maybe a rout at this point with a 7-goal lead. Pioneers have got to dig deep and see if they can answer. There's Lotch just trying to take things into his own hands. Going wide, but he just couldn't cut in through that defense. Those defenders cut off the slot right in front of the goal.
And Kennard, after that save, he looked over to the bench and gave a thumbs up like, I got you.
Pioneers back on the attack. Dreadnoughts scrambling a little bit, seemingly playing on their heels. Kyle Brady trying to work around 2 players, but now we've got a penalty.
And that one's going to be a slash on the Dreadnoughts, and the bench does not agree with the call there. But I tell you, for my money, that was a good call. He was double Malachi crunch there, and that's going to be a penalty on the Dreadnoughts, and the Pioneers definitely need to take advantage here, Nick.
Yeah, they need to press their attack. It really feels like they were pushing and the Dreadnoughts were scrambling a little bit. So continuing their press is the way to go here for the Pioneers. Great job keeping that one alive, Audie Price. Smooth passing by the Pioneers. Lotch back to Price from outside. There's Jack German. Lotch trying to make something happen from down low. Price with the fake, the pass, and the save by Kennard. Man. Calm, cool, and collective watches that one right into his net.
And this is the bonus here for Kennard because he took so much attention by taking the ball halfway up the field.
And he just dipsy-dooed around 4 different Pioneers, and now the Dreadnoughts will easily kill this one off. And then move into their offensive set smoothly. Just a textbook penalty kill for the Dreadnoughts there.
Yeah, you couldn't dial it up any better. You get a stop, you get your man. Well, you still are doing a man down. Hasn't been brought back in. Now he's coming out of the cage.
Yeah, for me, that one started and ended with Spencer Kennard making the save, having the presence of mind to cut upfield, and then having the moves to continue upfield around multiple Pioneers players. Wow, Spencer Kennard.
A lot of communication coming from the Dreadnoughts bench. And again, what we were talking about at the break, Nick, if the Dreadnoughts don't score on a first attack, they're able to gain and keep possession and come right back at McDonald. And he's seeing multiple shots each possession from the Dreadnoughts.
Well, and that really tells you about the quality of the shots that they're taking, right? They're not they're not throwing any Hail Marys out there. They are looking for the best possible opportunities where, like you said, they know that even if this thing doesn't go in, we're keeping it. And there was a wide shot right there, exactly like that.
And right in position where you don't have a player behind the net, the Pioneers, because they're so afraid of this attack coming in and being successful for Dexter, they have to expend all of their defenders in front of McDonald.
7:30 to go here in this third quarter. Dexter with one in already in the third. Continuing their offensive attack, give and go, but nice job getting out in front. McDonald saw that the whole way. One of his better saves of the night from McDonald. Not easy getting in front of that give and go.
That one's going to be Pioneer ball, pushed out of bounds there by the Dreadnoughts. And you're right, McDonald did an awesome job of helping himself and the squad out by not allowing this game to get into double digits.
McDonald gonna walk his dudes up the field. Thought he had a man cutting up front, but that ball hit the turf, and the Dreadnoughts are gonna come right back at it. The opposite of an odd man rush. That's a smart play pulling up right there. Nick Willard. He had one other guy with him, but 6 Pioneers in front of him, so he wisely pulls back, waits for the other attackers to join, waits for those middies to join, and now they'll have their full complement of players for this next offensive chance. Move there by Waddington. Waddington tried to find that player cutting in high.
I think that'd be the only mistake I've seen in the last 20 minutes out of Dexter, a high errant pass. We hadn't seen anything like that from the Dreadnoughts entire match.
Yeah, one of the very few unforced errors. You're right, there's Lotch coming in with a full head of steam, fakes high, goes low, and Jet Lotch gets himself on the score sheet for the first time tonight.
Pioneers going to need a lot more of that out of Latch because, you know, he is the one that stirs the drinks for the Pioneers, and that's exactly what was needed, and to get the Pioneers back into this match, Nick.
Yeah, that's the proverbial heads-up play by Lotch. He got that one, looked up and saw that he only had a couple of players in front of him, and he knew that he had the speed to get by them and get his best possible shot right side of the keeper, Spencer Kennard.
And he's got that scorer's mentality. He's never going to give up no matter what the scoreboard is saying. He's going to try to find his way to unleash a shot.
Scorer's mentality and scorer's legs, too. We've seen a lot of switching in and out from the Pioneers, but Lotch has not had any rest, or if it was real brief.
Once again, the Dreadnoughts get a shot and an extra opportunity off of this possession by beating and having their man being closest towards that ball before it hits the inline.
Corcoran starting things off out to Ben Willard. Willard makes a move trying to get around Lotch, but that's easier said than done.
And this is where the Pioneers have to get back in the match on the defense. They got to get some turnovers.
And that ball's cut out right in front. McDonald thought he had that one, but it bounced out in front of him, and he was hoping for one of his defenders to scoop that, but that was the Dreadnoughts on the doorstep.
Cal Griechenberger on the play there, number 20 for the Pioneers, did a great job of keeping possession and at least for the moment giving McDonald a break by getting that ball over the midfield line.
Will Beaupre back in out there.
Uh-oh, look at this now. Look at this. Are we going to have a goal?
Kennard is just bent on getting that one. He hit the turf, and every flag in the stadium hit the turf right afterwards.
Yeah, there was the flags coming from the stands on that play. I mean, you could call that one. We don't even need to have a replay to show you that that was a foul.
Well, and I wonder if that's a frustration penalty from the Pioneers. They're watching this goalkeeper just mosey through and slicing into their offense, and they're just frustrated by that, or maybe it took a little angst from it and sent it back down against one of those players against them.
Yeah, that's rubbing a little salt on the wound, if you're, I mean, because, you know, stopping all of the shots is Kennard, but then taking it upfield and trying to get onto the scorer sheet himself. A lot.
Dreadnoughts now man up. Nice job right out in front finding Ben Willard. Willard didn't have the opening for the shot, but did an excellent job of finding himself open and receiving that pass. Willard's effort to the younger Willard went over his head. Willard on Willard action.
Still a man down are the Pioneers. Going to have to keep this possession for a couple more moments before they get back to full strength.
Yeah, McDonald wisely holds on to that one for a moment before getting to his long stick defender.
Oh, Conley was surprised by that pass, I believe.
Yeah, Grieshaber just shuffled it over there, like Aaron Rodgers style.
Pioneers now back to full strength.
Doesn't bother the Dreadnoughts either way. They're looking in. Full squad in front of them, one man short in front of them. They've got their battle plan in place, and they know where they're going with it. Corcoran smoothly knocks that one down to keep it in front of them and maintain possession. There's a cut right back in front, and these Pioneer defenders can't seem to keep up with number 12.
Look at McDonald using everything, even a foot, to keep that ball in play.
Now that's Paul McDonald that was trying to work that through. He tried to
Wow,
put a
what
foot
happened
on
there?
that as well. And yeah, I don't think they're going to call a penalty on that. Looks like he just lost his footing around the 40-yard line.
I was going to say, blame it on the stripe and not the stripes. I mean, because the 40 came up and just pulled the carpet from under, I believe that was Benny Willard, and hit the turf hard.
3:33 to go here in this third. Both teams have managed to put one in here now. And now the Pioneers looking even Steven as far as players down in the zone. Lotch with speed as per usual.
Yeah, I think he surprised himself that that ball came out of his cross.
Yeah, that definitely looked like I'm gonna fake this, and then there it goes.
Good for Pioneer, though. They'll be able to still stay on the attack.
Lotch gonna bring it down and maybe look for Vin Ganger on the other side. Or Ganger might set him a little bit of a pick. Lotch tries to fake and move in, but he had a lot of sticks for his effort. He cuts through the middle, up, under, bouncer, goal. Jet Lotch. 2 in a row for the Jet.
Yeah, he's got it in his skill set to bring his team back single-handedly, and he's doing just that with his second of this third quarter.
Yeah, Lotch kept quiet that first half, but keeps needling away, looking for those opportunities, and he's got a lot of different shots, and we've seen a couple of low ones, a couple of worm burners get past Kennard.
Pioneers need to just keep this momentum going, this steam, to take out a little bit of the Dreadnoughts' momentum, and they're doing just that.
Yeah, if they could get one more before this quarter ends, you just never know. Ball on the turf, ball continues, no real possession before finally scooped up there. I think that was Owen Bibby ended up coming away with that one. And now we're hearing a lot of excitement down on that sideline. Pioneers with the momentum, and that sideline for Pioneer extra excited and trying to root their guys on. There's Lodge one more time, cuts in off of Kennard's shoulder that time, but man, Lodge is just seems to be in a zone.
Yeah, he was trying to go for the natural hat trick, 3 shots and 3 goals in a row.
Audie Price, he's got a howitzer from out there. He just needs to find an opening. He did. Tried to bounce that one by Kennard. It seems like every shot they're putting on Kennard now is a skip. They're not trying to do anything high. They're not trying to throw those power risers. Everything is trying to be a one-hopper or a worm burner.
And that's exactly how Divine Child was getting goals against this Dexter team. They were skipping the ball mainly from about 10 yards out.
There's Lodge. Looked like he was going lefty before he spun right and hits that one off the crossbar.
Yeah, it looks like Kennard just did a good job coming out, cutting off that angle.
Yeah, Kennard playing excellent goal. Even though letting a couple in recently, he's still maintaining his composure. And another one goes by the foot of Kennard. That's Will Beaupre finally gets on the sheet. And the Pioneers only down by 4.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about. One is turned into 3 very quickly here for Pioneer as far as the goals are concerned. And you're not hearing all of the chatter going from the visitors' sideline. It's over here on the home squad, feeling that momentum on their team bench right now.
1:45, and it's just a 4-goal lead now for Dexter. Not insurmountable, especially with this offense, with these attackers that we've seen from the Pioneers. But Dexter, no slouches themselves. They want to try to absorb what's happened to them thus far and maybe turn it around and get one more before the end of this quarter. Full head of steam coming up the corner. That's Cameron and Yeti.
We talked about how Pioneer hasn't played too many matches this season. They're really growing up right before our eyes right now because this is the type of game they needed to have. You know, they didn't have too much competition early in the week, and now they see what needs to be done if you want to get a dub in the SEC.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
1 minute left in the third as the Dreadnoughts work the ball around.
Pioneer needs to keep this momentum and stop this attack.
Yeah, I want to see them go out and be a little more aggressive on that, but also you don't want to let any little opening slip by them. Can't have any mental lapses in this last minute.
And don't take any silly penalties either.
Dreadnoughts offense looking for even just the slightest sliver of an opening so they can get a shot, but we've seen some long, hard shots from outside as well. And Yeti trying to find something. He looked like he had it. He thought about it, but Jack German right in front of him. And that one off the crossbar outside. That was number 10, Arch Hutchison. And we've got flag on the play. I'm not sure. There was a lot of high cross play down below the net, so it appears like that one was on Dexter. And we might have another penalty as Pioneer ends possession of this third quarter, but we'll have probably 2 men in the box for the Dreadnoughts when we come back with fourth quarter action. And there's the Dreadnoughts unsure of where they're at and where their standing is, but man, the Pioneers with all sorts of momentum going into this fourth quarter. Stick around on CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Thank you for helping us succeed on and off the field.
I'm Shoshana Lenski, Executive Director of the Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility. In Ann Arbor, we're proud to be building a better future. We do that by first acknowledging and then tackling some of the hardest challenges that our community faces, including the need for a rapid and just transition in our local energy systems. That's why Ann Arbor created the Sustainable Energy Utility, or SEU. In November 2024, Ann Arbor voters overwhelmingly authorized the creation of the SEU, a bold new model for delivering clean, resilient, and affordable energy throughout our community. The Sustainable Energy Utility is a supplemental, optional, and 100% renewable municipal utility service. Residents and businesses who sign up for the Sustainable Energy Utility will receive clean energy solutions like rooftop solar panels, battery energy storage, and geothermal heating and cooling. The city will own, install, and maintain these systems, just like how other utilities own and operate power plants, water systems, and other infrastructure. There will be no upfront costs to customers. You'll simply pay a monthly bill to the SEU for the energy services that you choose. Our community has made an ambitious commitment to climate action and carbon neutrality, and the SCU is one of our tools to help achieve that. Local renewable energy reduces pollution from power plants and from combustion in our own homes, leading to a healthier quality of life today and for the next generation. The SCU model also supports equitable and affordable access to clean energy for residents who need it the most, but have often been left out of the energy transition. For example, the SCU is excited to work with property owners and tenants to bring clean energy to rental housing. And our first pilot operations are beginning in the Bryant neighborhood, an area of the city made up of modest homes and giant community spirit, where many residents are energy burdened. The SCU's solar installations will reduce their energy bills while helping the neighborhood achieve its goal of carbon neutrality. If you're interested in receiving clean energy services from the Sustainable Energy Utility at your home or business, please express interest today. We're gearing up to serve residents across the city in 2027. At a2scu.com, you can express interest and learn more with no commitment today. The future of energy lives here!
Oh, hey, I didn't see you there. I was a little distracted. I was just catching up on some reading. It's the Michigan Motor Vehicle Code. There's some really good stuff in this book. But anyways, speaking about being distracted, I'm Officer John Gilby from the Ann Arbor Police Department. And if you have a minute, I'd like to talk to you about the dangers of distracted driving. Did you know that last year alone there were more than 15,000 crashes caused by distracted driving? When you're out there and you drive distracted, you don't just put yourself at risk, but you put the passengers in your car, pedestrians, and cyclists at risk too. In the summer of 2023, Michigan's hands-free driving law went into effect. The law made it illegal for drivers to use their phones while driving, and that included while being stopped at red lights or stop signs. The only exemption to this law is if you're calling or texting 911 in case of an emergency. So please, keep our community safe, keep your phones down, and focus on the road. Stay safe, Ann Arbor.
In Ann Arbor, we're working to build a better future for our community and planet. The new Ann Arbor Sustainable Energy Utility delivers reliable, clean energy to you using renewables that are earth-friendly, affordable, and resilient to grid disruptions. We'll help you choose the right solution and install it at no upfront cost. Your new clean energy will help reduce bills from your current utility. Clean, connected, local, affordable. The future of energy lives here.
So yeah, they're 2 up. They got 6 and 22 in the box here in front of us. Six and 11.
Only one Willard.
There are 2 penalties on Dexter. Number 6, Nicholas Miller. Number 11, Cameron Kennedy. Both women.
And Latch.
And here we go, start of the 4th quarter here, CTN's game of the week. And may or may not have seen that, but Pioneer put another one in with a 2-man advantage. And before you know it, Pie High within 3 goals here at home.
Couldn't start off any better for the Pioneers after Latch put in 2 in the 3rd quarter. He starts off the 4th being up 2-man down to bring the Pioneers within 3 goals of this match. And man, we got something brewing here.
That's definitely what the Pioneers are thinking. And the Dreadnoughts reeling. They need to get possession and get back into their methodic offensive zone. And look at Conley bouncing off of 4 Dreadnoughts. I love it. The Pioneer bench loves it. The faithful love it. Wow, Kieran Conley takes it. Now Jet Latch with it.
He smells blood, sends it into the middle, whips that one wide. That's number 11, Nolan Miller. Man, Miller's been close a couple of times tonight, Cal.
Yeah, and the Dreadnoughts are taking in water off this ship right now. They are sinking with all of these penalties. They're just not trying to get themselves an easy ride home down back to Dexter out in the country.
And if things couldn't get any worse, we've got a penalty on one of the better players for the Dreadnoughts. That's Ben Willard going down next to the scorer's table. And Pioneer's going to be one up again, down only 3 with one of the better Dreadnought players watching from the sidelines. Pioneers trying to get in close, and that one bounces off the cross.
Good job there.
Beaupre fought to keep possession. There's Lotch taking a step back. Being
Setting
quarterback. Beaupre outside to Audie Price. Audie Price has got a howitzer from outside as well. And the Pioneers continue to get in the mix, hit the turf, and work their behinds off to keep possession down in their side.
Yeah, they're leaving it out on the field, getting down and dirty. Even though this is field turf, you can still get a field burn out there because you don't want to lose this match right now when it's so close in your grasp to really put the pressure on the Dreadnoughts.
Pioneers definitely feeling that flow in the zone right now. Seems like every player can sniff the back of the net. Jack German gets things going. Jet Lotch, big part of that third quarter comeback start for the Pioneers.
Yeah, they've outscored 4-1 here in the second half, and it's you know, the way that they've done it, the Pioneers have just been stellar.
Audie Price tried to make a move, but he ended up losing it.
What a forecheck there by 16, German.
Little chip knocked Jack DeMerrill off the ball, and the Pioneers get back to it. Lotch behind the net, having a little bit of momentum his way. Start, stop, cuts through, slices through, pull off the side, rebound scooped up by the Dreadnoughts. Lotch just missed that one by inches.
Boy, Lotch really came in, and Dexter needed this one right here. This is a timeout that is not to stop and set up a play, but to slow things down because the game was just getting so fast for the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, timeout Dexter. They're just on the heels. This field almost feels like it's tilted at this point, right? Every bounce, every shot, every pass, every even small opportunity feels like it's going the purple way.
Yeah, and even the calls. I mean, everything that Pioneer needed have happened for them, it is coming to fruition. And definitely love the way that they've been playing as a team, as a unit. They're putting the pressure on the Dreadnoughts, and they're just squeezing them possession after possession.
Well, you make your own luck, right? It's not like these things are just falling into their laps. With everything that they're doing, like you said, they're squeezing, and the Dreadnoughts are just oozing, for lack of a better term. Like that's what's happening. So you're right. Their coach needs to get in there, talk them down, slow them down. Everybody take a couple of deep breaths. Meanwhile, the Pioneers break huddle, and it sounds like they're about to attack the Scottish out there. I swear I saw Mel Gibson down there.
Well, you can even see Conley, 99, bouncing and behaving, jumping downfield, skipping and having fun. Everybody on the Pioneers sideline is into this match right now. Dreadnought's doing a little scoreboard watching and seeing if the clock could speed up a little bit for them.
That's big kid skipping.
Yeah,
That's a big kid skipping. All right, 10:04 to go here in this one. CTN's game of the week started out a little lopsided, but man, the Pioneers have turned things around and made this one extra interesting. Nice job there by Benny Willard, skating off several hits, and now he's got himself a nice opening on the right side, but he wisely pulls away. No need to get overly aggressive. You're still up by 3.
We mentioned this as well, too, during a break at the Dexter Dreadnoughts. They're a strong bunch. They can take some contact and keep on moving.
Take some contact and even give it on the offensive side. Put their head down, put their shoulders down, and we've seen them muscle through to open up those shots. Big test for the Pioneers' momentum check right now.
And that's exactly what you see Dexter doing. They're not stalling, but they are taking the gas out of all that momentum that Pioneer had.
Conley with that long stick, trying to keep that player out in front of him. Nice job of Conley shuffling away, not letting even a pass opportunity come through Jay Corcoran. Waddington now trying to make his moves, but Nick Houston refuses to let it go. Conley almost picked that one up. That one scoots out front to almost jet latch. Ball still on the turf. Both squads fighting tooth and nail to come up with this one.
You can tell this is a conference match right here. Dexter's bench is coming back to life too, Nick.
Yeah, both squads hooting and hollering. Even the smallest of victories, everybody going for it. And the thing that I like the most, well, we got a call there. I was going to say, I love that the refs are letting them play. It's physical, it's strong, but it's nothing overly aggressive. It's nothing illegal. So I really like the aggressiveness and the ability that all these referees are letting these kids play.
And Waddington was really going down on his own. His momentum was pulling him to the turf.
Still 8:14 to go here in this one as the Dreadnoughts maintain possession. There's Corcoran cutting through and another whistle, and it goes the other way, and it's going to be Pioneer ball.
Yeah, and that's, again, something that the Dreadnoughts have been making too many silly penalties and personal fouls there with the illegal screen to give the possession to the Pioneers.
Kieran Conley up the middle, sees his man Jet Lotch. Lotch coming all the way into his own zone, and he's starting things out from the outside.
And you saw Conley smartly that time pass the ball. I'm not going to take it upfield anymore.
I'm sure Lotch was just shrieking at him.
Telling him
get
on
it
the
to
way.
me, get it to me, get it to me, and Conley has no problem with that. There's Lotch one more time, cuts into the middle before spinning away. He's righty, right out in front, tries to find his man, slam dunk home. Nolan Miller finally finds the back of the net. Pioneers get this one to within 2 goals.
And we said this before and time again, as Latch is not making the goal, he's making the timely pass. And that time he brought all of the attention to himself. Even being behind the net, he had all eyeballs on him, and just the open net and shot off of the timely pass for Nolan Miller.
Yeah, Lutz started and finished that. You're exactly right. But a great job by Miller to do the job, do the thing, as the kids say.
Gotta
you receive
finish
that
it.
pass, stay, exactly right. Stay. We got another penalty down, or another possession penalty down there. Yeah, Miller kept his head and finished strong. There's Jack German starting this one out again, and the Pioneers flying high.
Yeah, and the Dreadnoughts are stuck in the water right now. They want the bus driver to start the engines. Can we get out of here?
Yeah, short of another goal, what do the Dreadnoughts have to do here to try to knock the Pioneers down a peg? And we got another
Oh, they're going to get a
flag
penalty.
on the play. So that might be just what the doctor ordered for Dexter. Pioneer touches up, and one of their players is about to head to the table. And the Dreadnoughts still up 2, but trying to shake off all of these body blows from the Pioneers.
Yeah, and the Pioneers hadn't had this happen in a while. This is going to be a 1-minute penalty on 26, I believe, taking a knee down into the penalty box.
That's true, yeah, that's Vin Ganger. Ganger's sophomore attacker. Little too aggressive on the forecheck.
Big possession here for the Pioneer defense. Ill afford to give up a goal.
Yeah, this is the opportunity for Dexter to reassert themselves and poke a hole in that momentum.
Pioneer doesn't want to change what got him here, though. They need to keep this defense piled in front of McDonald and make sure once they get an opportunity, possess the ball and clear the zone.
There's a pass right out in front. Great job sliding in there, but Nick Willard got knocked down, and a long pass trying to get up to number 21. That's Kyle Brady. Brady and the Pioneers have numbers, but back was the Dreadnoughts defense. Nice job of breaking up a possible fast break for the Pioneers.
Love the play by McDonald, the keeper, though, to put the pressure back on the Dreadnoughts by getting the ball upfield.
But another flag flies. Another penalty for the Pioneers now. They called that a push on Kyle Brady.
It's only going to be a 30-second call here, though, so they'll still be down a man.
Dreadnoughts would be more than happy to just slowly matriculate their way up, take their time, and try to find that man sliding out in front of the net like they had on that last chance.
And it looks like Pioneers have two people in the box now still. So they have a two-man advantage, they being the Dreadnoughts here, for at least 20 seconds.
Is that Nolan Miller down there as well? Miller and Ganger both down there. Ganger should be out pretty soon.
Yeah, 13 seconds is what I heard from the bench, so Pioneers got to stop this first attack.
Dreadnoughts going to slowly work their way in and close this box before getting a shot. I'm not sure if that's the angle that the Dreadnoughts wanted there, though.
So 2 more seconds with a double-man advantage.
2 more seconds with the man advantage. 5:30 to go here in this one, in this game of the week. Ganger out. Nice save there by McDonald. McDonald gets the shoulder and the elbow up. He'll feel that one a little bit later, but not now. Now all he's feeling is himself.
Yeah, and that one, it looked like Hutchinson got inside the crease as well before he released the shot, but McDonald left nothing to doubt. He came out and did an awesome job of blocking that shot.
Now McDonald's going to try to press the attack slightly for the Pioneers. Dreadnoughts falling for that one before he, oh man, just over the big stick. Number 20, that's Greasaber.
Gotta love McDonald's aggressiveness, though. He does not put his foot off the pedal. He wants this ball inside that offensive zone as fast as he can to get his team as many ticks on the clock to release a shot.
Yeah, still 4 minutes to play, but which is tons of time to score a couple of goals, but they've got to start feeling the weight of that clock on their shoulders, and I think McDonald, it's starting with him. He's trying to get things moving. And if he comes up with another save, he'll probably do much the same this time.
Both teams at full strength.
If Pioneer can come up with the ball or come up with another save, it's going to be all about the speed of the transition, getting out of their zone and getting back to the attack.
And they need to get a clean pass when they're clearing the ball, too, out of the zone. A couple of those passes by McDonald have been a little bit high. Unable to corral them has been the attacker.
Dreadnoughts trying to come around the outside, but that's number 16. Jack German refuses to let Corcoran by him. German, we've talked about him a lot, just the size of him, not letting players slide by.
He's long, too. I mean, so he can stretch out further than anybody else out there on the field.
Corcoran now near side, trying to play off of a screen. Pioneer defense plays that one almost perfectly. German stayed with his man, didn't allow that extra player, but time continues to tick off the clock. Time is just as much of an opponent for the Pioneers as these Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, but you said the thing. Pioneer has the speed to get back into this in just a blink of an eye, so they don't need to press out just yet. Still with 2 and a lot of clock left on the game clock.
Pass goes low, but a nice job of staying with it there before finding the man right out in front. Waddington was exactly where he needed to be. Sends it to the left, though. And now we've got another penalty flag, and that's going to be on the Pioneers, and that is going to dash some serious hopes in Pioneer Town.
And German might as well go ahead and get another penalty. He's already going to sit in the box for a couple minutes. Go head on.
A double flag, full-on double flag. Way less fun than a double rainbow.
You got coaches talking to each other down here on the sideline.
And it's amicable discussion. It's not yelling at each other. It's not frustration. It really does seem to be commiseration, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and Conley's saying that ball was loose, and if no one has possession of it, you go right at one another. But both coaches, Mambro and Conley, are having a discussion outside of the officials telling people on the sideline what's really going on.
And German was the perpetrator of that first flag, and then Will Beaupre was the second aggressor. And now the Pioneers down 2 with just a massive, massive hill in front of them if they want to continue this comeback. Even if they don't, and again, there's still a lot of time left. They've got a lot to hang their hat off of. As I ran up these steps and got going, one of the first things you said is this is going to be an instant classic. And man, from your lips to God's ears, because this has been that.
Yeah, this is a game of the week, not like that blowout we had earlier this week.
Dreadnoughts offense should be able to find that sliding player out in front of the net, although Conley keeping a close eye with that big stick, not letting anybody slide in behind him.
And that big body. He can take up some space down low. There's it.
Cross-field pass, but the Dreadnoughts, yeah, no need to go after it.
Pioneer has to take some opportunities that they normally wouldn't have try to dislodge one of these passes in the air.
Dreadnoughts continue to work this one around. And at some point, the Pioneers are going to have to make an aggressive move.
Exactly.
And there was a job. Nice job by McDonald with the save right into his cross. Saw that one end the whole way. And a high rainbow pass out into the middle.
And I think that was interference there by number 11. I think Nwadi came in and put his cross when McDonald was trying to unleash the pass.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like it got slowed up. Some of the momentum got taken off of that, and that high pass turned into more of a rainbow pass. And now we've got a timeout. Was that Pioneer timeout?
It was Pioneer timeout to dial up something strong here to finish off this last 123. And they definitely need to be successful if they have this possession coming out of this timeout. And I mean quick, Nick, too. They can't ill afford to allow any time to go off the clock without, finding the back of the net.
And that's got to be what Conley's saying, right? Like every motion, every move, every pass has to be exact, precise, and excellent. Whereas the Dreadnoughts have to say, we just need to break something up a little bit, right? We just need to get them a little off their stride. We just need to push them a little bit off to this direction.
Yeah, and Coach Conley right there, he doesn't want a moral victory. He wants the actual dub. I mean, because his team has played lights out this second half, and they have definitely come alive. Unfortunately, they dug themselves such a hole in the first half, giving up those 4 early goals that they've been playing from behind the entire match.
You know who never needs to dig themselves out of the hole? Who's that? All of these folks at CTN. All of the people behind the scenes, all the people and voices that you don't hear on camera tonight. We've got Jonathan Began, Francesca McConney, and Ryan Smith out there just enjoying a glorious evening and bringing you all of these amazing images. Down in the truck on audio, we've got Mitch, the mentor Mazer, and of course Rob the Boss Cross dealing with some stuff down there in the truck.
Was he dealing with some stuff early in the day, early in the night? Even he had to look for another parking spot for our van tonight. Thanks you, Eve Claire, for letting us know that.
I'm Nick Wisniewski, of course, with Kevin the Mayor Bryant here, and under 90 seconds to go. The Pioneers would love to make something happen, and I'd love to see it. I'm not going to lie. There's Lach, clearly the dude you want to get the ball to in a situation like this. He was trying to find his man up the middle, Nolan Miller. Miller couldn't come up with that one, and now it's the Dreadnoughts' time to run up and push forward.
That's a scary pass there.
Yeah, you think that that's just a jump ball, but it was knocked away and won by the Dreadnoughts, and now they're going to press their attack. Man right into the middle.
ball's loose. That
Dawson
ball's loose.
Waddington gets decked by several players, and now the Pioneers spin it back out.
They got to go now. They got to go. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Get in there.
Bill Beaupre keeps this one alive and sends it low. Nice save there by Kennard. I'm sure that might be Schroeder back in there, is it?
Yeah, I think they did switch back.
They did. That was a save by Schroeder, a kick save by Schroeder.
Uh-oh, here comes Latchel.
Lodge has a real tough time holding on to that one, but professionally done, and that one cuts out in front. Miller.
Wow, wow. Now that was a save. That was not just to save the regular shot. That was to save the goal and save the game, I should say.
And that's a smooth play by Schroeder right there, seemingly going for it before faking, taking a few more steps, and then basically running out the clock here with Dexter going to come away with this 9-7 victory. But man, Pioneers have nothing to be ashamed of after this one. Just incredible, right?
I mean, we could not stop running our gabber this second half because the action just turned up. And I mean, both squads came out. Dexter lit in the first half, but Pioneer, you know, they are going to hang their hats a little bit, but they can't hang them too low because they showed that with a little bit more time, this match was going to be going their way.
Never say die for the Pioneers, but that Dexter onslaught from the first half, just too much to overcome. But great things coming for both of these SEC teams, and great things coming for the rest of the season with CTN Sports Game of the Week. Stay with us, but if you want to check this one out and check us out on anything on YouTube, we appreciate it. We love it. For Kevin Bryant, I'm Nick Wisniewski from Holloway Field on the campus of Pioneer High School. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this edition of CTN Sports Game of the Week.